teaching the LSAT for about 15 years now, and I have never seen so many changes in such a short time. It's really incredible. First, the LSAT went digital last year. There were some tech issues and glitches as they rolled it out, but it's getting progressively better. And LSAC has really, with the new leadership, they've done a lot to improve things over there, be more responsive to student needs and issues. And now this whole coronavirus thing hits. They had to cancel the March LSAT. They will almost certainly cancel the April LSAT. They have set the deadline for themselves of April 10th to make that decision. And despite all the lockdowns, state by state, things clearly getting worse, they are still waiting for that April 10th benchmark, apparently, to decide whether to go forward or not. And I kind of get it, because once they remove the April LSAT, they've already removed the March. June is now open to question whether that will be canceled. And law schools need these students to be able to take the LSAT. Law schools have got to fill their seats, and they are extending deadlines more and more to accommodate students because they've got to fill those seats. They want the best applicants possible. And so that's part of what's going on. I'm hopeful the June LSAT will go forward. We'll see what happens. If students have any concerns, definitely reach out to those law schools and ask them, because it is varying school by school. Each school kind of has their own situation as far as how they make their decisions, but they are getting more and more flexible as they really need to. If you're registered for April, they will probably bump you to June, kind of just going forward and forward from there. So anyone who has been planning on taking the LSAT this spring, I obviously would not count on it. If you're not sure which test date to go for, I would probably aim for July or August at the earliest, because Virginia, for example, has a lockdown until June 10th. The June LSAT is June 8th. So in Virginia, there's no way the LSAT could go forward. And I imagine that they're being cautious, but other states will follow suit. And obviously someone who registered for April but can't do June for some reason, that person needs to get their refund, because June isn't going to work for them. Auto registering them for that date just isn't going to fly for that student. That's not what they signed up for, but they'll make right on that. As a one-time thing, they are allowing students who were registered for the March and April LSATs to resurrect their scores so that they can still apply in the cycle ending now, just because those students needed a score on record. If they didn't have one, they get to see their canceled score and then decide whether to apply with that. And if you have multiple canceled scores, they will let you reveal the highest one. So that's pretty awesome for those students. That affects about 3,000 people, and all of those people have already been personally emailed with that option. The only time that's ever happened previously was with the July LSAT for the digital LSAT transition. So desperate times call for desperate measures, and they've got to ultimately, it's funny, this really does reveal the extent to which LSAC serves law schools, not students. They're aiming to help law schools fill their seats. And so if making things better for students also happens to help law schools, then LSAC will certainly go ahead with that change. Their job, and the law school's job, is not to enforce these arbitrary deadlines, it's to fill their seats. And so the deadlines that applied under normal circumstances obviously have to be bent and broken in this case. Oh, they may extend until September 1st or even a week or two into the semester. It's entirely possible. All of the previous deadlines and rolling admissions rules, that is largely out the window. Generally speaking, of course, it's better to apply earlier if possible. And so anyone who is applying now, if they're willing to wait a year, I would still say hold off, apply at the beginning in the fall for next cycle. That way you'll have more scholarship money available. Your odds will be a little bit higher. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.